The National Troupe of Nigeria did something quite unusual last year. They left their comfort zone in Lagos and took a drama called Ijeuwa to different parts of the country, and for a good reason too. They believe it's time to reach out to the people, especially in the rural areas, and preach a message of peace and unity. They went to several parts of the country. Their first stop was Kogi State, north central Nigeria.
After the 7-hour ride, it's bye-bye Lagos and hello Lokoja, the state capital renowned for many firsts. Proudly acknowledged as a confluence city with a scenic view of mountains, the energy in the town can be felt with people going up and down to attend to family or business activities. Some of them probably oblivious of the august visitors who've come to town to give them a show of a lifetime. It's the first time the National Troupe of Nigeria is visiting Kogi State. They had sent word ahead of their arrival, so residents can be aware. Although it wasn't a full house, the show must go on, so the artists begin their performance with the opening act. That done, the narrator hails the people of Lokoja and prepares them for Ijeuwa, a celebration of the arts which carries a message deeper than what the audience may think.
That's my people. This is art. Oh yes, art. Mother of science.
And then they turn to the audience, urging them to promote and support the arts because after an hour of infotainment which showcased several other acts, the artistic director of the National Troupe of Nigeria, Mr. Ijeuwa, throws more light on the big picture.
We thought it possible to start from where Nigeria's capital actually started. It is on this platform, number one, that the traveling theatre is being forgotten. Number two, that its original capital, Lokoja, is also being forgotten. That's why we chose to start this tour in Lokoja.
Other art patrons who took time away from their busy schedule to see the performance know that keeping this show on the road won't be a walk in the park, as live theatre gobs a lot of funds, but they applaud the National Troupe's efforts at bringing professional repertoire to Kogi State, and especially for re-echoing the message of unity, one which they believe the country needs now.
I saw what we left some years back coming back, and I discovered that the live theatre is still alive. When we left the stage, I left the National Troupe of Nigeria for Kogi State Council for Arts and Culture to establish the state cultural troupe. So, but seeing them today is a thing of joy because it never died.
Taking the lessons from day one, the team leaves the Crystal Zera Hall with a surprise up their sleeves for the next audience.
The surprise package was a performance at the Kogi State Council for Arts and Culture the next day, something that wasn't initially part of the itinerary, but a parting gift to the people of Lokoja before they moved to Kaba for another show. The percussion instruments are out of the van, and the drums are being double-checked, a pointer to the direction this performance will go. So when the instrumentalists began producing tunes, the sound of drums attracted a handful of people, while their colleagues, now part of the audience, cheered them on. A last shot to reach out to the man on the street seems to be paying off, as residents take time to capture the moment with their various gadgets. The less tech-savvy ones, such as the traders, set their wares aside and just enjoy the moment, but still attract customers. They don't spend too much time here, as this is just the tip of the iceberg, announcing their departure to Kaba, where their work is cut out for them. Kaba, a town which connects several states from the north to the west, is no stranger to noise, mostly from vehicles blaring their horns as they move through Lokoja, Okene, Ogidi, and Ado-Ekiti. But there's going to be a racket of a different sort at the Igbo Community Hall, and the buzz in town is that a cultural troupe from Igbo land is showing off some masquerade, a misconception that came up owing to the venue. To set the record straight, the troupe decides to step up its interaction with the people and not rely solely on the publicity that was done before their arrival, a lesson from Lokoja. Singing, dancing, showing off posters with the play Ijeuwa inscribed boldly, the drum beats have already attracted a spectator, this little girl who gives them some moves of her own. As the roadshow begins, that scenario plays out as heads turn, feet respond to the beat of drums, then the artists stop in the heart of town and cry out. All the way from the national of Nigeria. A sea of heads stop in their tracks and listen to these young men and women who exude so much energy with songs and steps. When they are searching of undivided attention, it's time to communicate in a language they understand. When the artists return to base, they admit that so far it's been a learning curve for everyone.
It's really fun, especially the guerrilla publicity. It's like taking us back to the roots where theatre all started from in terms of publicity, where you go about making noise, inviting people, using your voice as a megaphone.
I'm a performer, I'm an artist, so I'm used to it. I'm taught that when you go out to perform, do what you know how to do best. Just give it to the audience the way it comes.
Then prepare to treat the audience to a night they certainly won't forget in a hurry.
Night falls. The artists remind Kaba of the showtime with drums and gongs, which is a supporting act before the headliner, Ijeuwa. The story is told under the moonlight, an approach the technical crew decided to take at the spur of the moment to connect with the people who are really camera shy, changing the setting to a traditional African theatre. The idea worked out just fine. The audience feel at home with the open gathering, and in a matter of minutes, the crowd grows larger and are hooked. The climax of an eventful night was when the performers reached out to the audience while singing the Peace and Unity song. Most of them had been waiting for an opportunity to give them a run for their money. This elderly woman really caused a stir, responding to every beat with the right moves after all the twists and turns. In her local dialect, the 70-year-old explained her love for theatre, which began from childhood.
I enjoy the performance, it's really nice. I urge everyone to support them. I would even love to be a part of them. People in my neighborhood know me. I have been dancing as a child.
Guarantee Trust Bank, proudly African, truly international.
Ken Saro-Wiwa was born on October the 10th, 1941 in Bori, near Port Harcourt, the River State capital in South Nigeria. Saro-Wiwa was educated at the Government College Umuahia and at the University of Ibadan. He briefly taught at the University of Lagos before joining the Federal Forces in the Civil War of the late 1960s. He was also a journalist and wrote poetry and children's stories. He also wrote Bassi and Company, a drama about the lives of street gang members in Lagos. From about 1991, he devoted himself full-time to the causes of the Ogoni, a minority ethnic group that numbered about 500,000 people. He was tried and subsequently executed on November the 10th, 1995, which led to an international outcry as many observers thought the entire process was designed solely to remove one of Nigeria's best known and respected opposition leaders and poets.
You can enjoy Arthouse on any of these platforms.
I hope you enjoyed our trip back in time. As we step into the new year, new ideas are always refreshing. So keep the conversation going online. You can see all our platforms on your screen, and it's always a pleasure to hear from you. I'd really like to know, especially the changes you'd like to see on the show this year, especially as we cruise into 2015. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.